How are we doing today? What's going on? If you can hear me, put a one in the chat, or actually put not, you don't have to put a one in the chat, but do put in the comment or question box below if you can hear me. Let me know. I'd love to know. We're going to be starting very soon here, so just be aware of that. Welcome to this event. I'm really excited to be sharing some stuff with you today. We're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, which is live video. I already see some folks coming in. Yep, Steve and Kazim and Emily and a few other folks are already in the room. So welcome, you guys. I'm actually going to very quickly share my particular screen here. Can you see this okay? Let me know if you can see what I have in front of me here, right? Do you see that? You should be able to see it. Yeah? Awesome. Awesome. I see some folks coming in. Cool, cool, cool. You can hear me. You can see me. Everything is coming in clear. A-OK. Awesome. So, guys, I'm super excited about this. Now, a couple things you're going to want to know. We are streaming this into a live page right now. And there's a comment box where you can ask questions below. And, feel free to ask, excuse me, any questions that you may have. We're going to kind of push the Q&As kind of to the end, but I am going to actually start off with, welcoming you, just introing some of you to say hi. Now, if it's a little blurry on the screen, it could be due to your internet, right? It could be due to whatever internet you might be using for this. So just be aware of that. It can oftentimes be related to that. So if that's the case, or if this freezes, please feel free to refresh the page. You can also, if you'll see in the left corner of this particular window, you'll see that you can go full screen. So feel free to go full screen if you want to kind of see the entire thing, or not. It's based on whatever you feel like doing. Okay. And again, if anything happens, you can always, of course, refresh the page. Now, let me just intro some of you guys and say hi to you, people that are coming in. Yes, you can hear me. Awesome. Sarah, Lena, Lauren, Steve, RJ, Contessa is here. Wendy, Emily, Kazim, Judy, Deb. Welcome, you guys. This is really terrific. I'm so glad that you guys are all here. And we're going to be getting started very soon here. And we're going to be talking, of course, about one of my favorite topics which is, of course, live video. And I'm going to kind of relate it to what I do, where, why I find this so amazing. And it's really going to be about how you can leverage this in your business. Now, I want to quickly ask you right out of the gate, how many of you are using live video right now? How many of you are actually using live video at the moment in your business? Whether that's using the power of webinars, whether that's using the power of, Facebook Live, Periscope, any of these live stream apps that are out there. Are you using them? And if not, what's the biggest hold for you? What's the holding pattern consist of? What's the biggest fear and frustration you have about this type of medium? I'd love to know. And this was actually something that I posed in the actual. And by the way, am I coming in clearly for everyone? Again, am I coming in clearly for you? Let me know. Yeah, I hear myself coming in pretty clear. So just let me know if I am coming in clear to you. But what this is a question I oftentimes get, all about, what to, when to click that broadcast button. And, a lot of fear is based around that. But what we're going to talk about is why this has been literally nothing is done done as much as live video for my particular business. And I want to quickly share with you one particular thing here, which I kind of find interesting. There was a question that came about, in our Facebook group, and I'm gonna show you what that question was, because I feel it's important for you to see this question. I think it's important for you to understand the type of things people are asking, or the type of things people have issues with. So I'm just going to zoom in on this page here. Okay, so this question says this. Hey, Full Scoper, happy Saturday. What are your biggest struggles with your business using live video? Now, if you're not using live video, if you're someone who's not using it yet, don't worry. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the benefits, talk about the fears and concerns and the things that you might be frustrated with. But we're also going to talk about this from the standpoint of if you're already someone who's tested it out or tried it and failed, or tried it and had a little success, but not totally the success you're looking for, or have been completely nervous about trying it. Well, let's talk about this. What I really love is Katya said, I feel the biggest struggle for most people is putting themselves out there. Earlier today, someone even asked if they were scared to send the first email to their email list, because the cause would be, what do people think? And a lot of us have fear about clicking broadcast button, because that clicking a broadcast button would mean that we're putting ourselves out there. And by putting ourselves out there, what that fear is, of course, what if we fail, right? What if we click that broadcast and fail miserably? I understand that completely. I understand that fear, that concern, that worry. And this is what I tell people. This is what I wrote here. Yes, it's so true. Many people get worried about putting themselves out there. Here's a truth, though. It is scary, and yes, you can oftentimes fail or get less than perfect results. But what are perfect results? What defines it? Every action that takes us out of our comfort zone and challenges our everything can be scary, but completely rewarding. Whether the reward is through growth or a learned moment, learned moment, or of course, results that we weren't expecting beyond our expectation. See, one of the most profound piece of advice I ever received was from a guy who did a 7-figure launch. And I was trying to get advice because I was just about to do a launch, my first one, a couple of years ago. And I was getting nervous about it. I was thinking, why will people buy? Will they actually consume this? And he said to me, listen, just launch your product out there, because at the end of the day, you will make something. You will sell. Maybe not as much as you were hoping, but the sheer act of being able to accomplish something like a launch with any type of sales or profit is more than 99% of the population. That's more than 99% of what the population actually does or knows about, because, or they're too afraid to do it because they're afraid they're going to fail. And with that in mind, that's why I say to you, respect any result that you have. I want you to see any result you have as an accomplishment, okay? And that particular launch did about 6 figures, high 6 figures in sales. But the reason I'm mentioning this is because you might not click that broadcast button. You might be doing something that is kind of stuck in a routine. You might be doing something where you're not growing. You're kind of doing the same things over and over again. And that's the sign of insanity, is what they say, when you do kind of the same things over and over again, like a polar bear kind of walking the same path, which I get. I've done that before because I was afraid to put myself out there, afraid to fail. And as I said, don't look at the failure. Look at the result, that any result is an accomplishment. Even the sheer fact of putting yourself out there is an accomplishment. And the reason I'm starting with this right now is because I feel like this is one of the biggest things that holds people back of diving into doing things like live video, right? Really putting themselves out there, their businesses out there. I don't think so much it's about, well, I can't really conceptualize how I'm going to use live video. I think that's a cop out. And if you've been thinking if you've been saying that to yourself, like, well, how does this work for a lawyer? Or how does this work for a doctor? Or how does this work for a window cleaner? To me, that's not the issue. The issue is you're afraid to put yourself out there. You're afraid to fail. And I can tell you right now, the more risk you take, the higher reward. I mean, that's why it's cliche to say, okay? The more risk you take, the higher reward. The more you step out of your comfort zone, the higher reward. So that is what I want to challenge you with today. Think on those levels. Think on that particular level while we talk about this, because at the end of this, I'm going to be sharing with you something that will allow you to step out of your comfort zone, something that will allow you to learn some things that will put yourself out there, a challenge to you that you can take every single day and finally start growing beyond where you're at, especially if you have a business and you're trying to monetize that business, because that's what this stuff is for. It's not for spamming. It's not for, putting yourself out there and farting and drinking and being weird on live video. No, this is about building your audience. This is about authority building, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. So now let me close this out. Let me come now back to this particular page here, so you can see this. So you should see my screen right now. You should see what I'm seeing here. And let me just quickly go in to see if there are any questions at all. Let me just check in with you guys. So any questions on what I just spoke about? I would love to know. I can hear you. Cool. Linda's saying didn't get much of the way of results when she tried this. Okay, that's okay. Okay. Okay, Tala is saying starting tomorrow via Periscope to establish my business online. Awesome, Tala. Awesome. Awesome, guys. Okay, Steve said, not sure how this medium can be used in real estate. Steve, come on, let's think about this. This is the idea behind this stuff is that you are building an online connection, and it fundamentally comes back down to building your email list. You guys have been on, if some of you have been on my list for a while, some of you who have not, welcome. My name is Casey Zeman. I'm the founder of Fullscope.tv and Easy Webinar. If you've never been on my list, I teach about using the power of these type of strategies, webinars, live video, for essentially building your own email list that you can then market to. So it works in any business, no matter what you are. And we're going to talk about that as we go. So this is going to be my personal case study for generating 30 to 50 leads and $500 a day from the live stream app Periscope, but other live stream apps as well. Okay. I want to let you know that I've actually started diving into many different apps, Facebook Live, et cetera, and it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Okay. So how does this presentation apply to you? Well, building a profitable business that can rise above the noise can be kind of a big pain in the butt, correct? What do you think? I mean, yes or no? Obviously, you know, there's so many things we have to think about, and we have to think about how do we step out of what we do? How do people kind of get to know us more, right? How do we differentiate ourselves in the marketplace, right? And that's a big, scary thing to think about, yeah? Because at the end of the day, if you think about it, there are 1.4 billion web pages in the world today, and that equals 1/5 of the world's population, right? So how do you stand out, and how do you bulletproof your business? That might be what you're thinking about or experiencing right now. Well, that's why I'm excited to talk to you today about live video, right? Now, what is live video, and how does it different from just video in general? Well, live video is essentially, you know, using the power of, you know, real-time audience building. And video, of course, still allows you to have a virtual handshake, but it's not as engaging as live video. So live video is kind of the next evolution of video itself, right? So live video is more engaged and creates a one-on-one connection to your audience. It helps you to build a know, like, and trust and authority. And this is what's extremely important to what we were talking about. You know, the gentleman that asked about real estate earlier, this is where it really makes sense for you, okay? It's also at the top of the food chain for creating repurposed content fast. And your audience forgives more when it's live, okay? They forgive more. They allow, you know, screw ups to happen, whether the screen goes out, whether the mic goes out, with something, no matter what, you know, they understand it's live. And because of that, you feel more nervous about putting yourself out there when it's live, but the reward, as I said, is greater. Okay. And it's the best way to get direct response from your audience, such as, go here, I use this product, you should check it out, and to hold them to that. So it creates a direct response, which is better than anything I've ever seen. Direct response is the key in live video, okay? I want you to start thinking about that, direct response, because it relates to anything, whether that's building your list, whether that's gaining sponsorships, it doesn't matter. Or even helping people to promote their products or services. It's all about direct response. So does this describe you? Are you a service-based business? Are you a coach or consultant? Are you a digital product creator? Do you sell on Amazon? Are you branding yourself personally? Any of these above, do they describe you at all? Because I have found that the best, besides paid ads with Facebook, okay, nothing has worked as good as live video for building my business. So the question is, can it work for you? And yeah, I use Facebook ads all the time. I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in Facebook ads a year to build my list, my email list, to remarket, to retarget. But live video is what I like to use for content creation, connecting with a new audience, and then also continuing to connect to the audience that I'm growing and continuing to grow. Does this make sense? So can it work for you? So I'm going to share with you today the strategy I use for bringing in 30 to 50 leads a day and $300 to $700 a day in revenue from it. And I did this in the beginning of using Periscope while all having under 1,000 followers. I'm also going to share the 4 key secrets you need to become successful with Periscope in a short time, and what kind of video content you should create for building your list through live video. And this is the power of storytelling. And finally, how you don't have to be wildly successful with it or have a boatload of followers to get results. And I'm going to share with you a winning recipe to get more diehard fans into your business using this kick butt tool that I'm going to share with you in a second. And you'll also have a plan of action and an opportunity to follow a plan by the end of this presentation. Okay. So now, again, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Casey Zeman. I'm a husband, twin brother, owner of a couple cats, and Wendell the dog. I always do live video about Wendell, right? I kind of show a lot of stuff going on in my family. That's just how I kind of do it. I'm the best-selling author of the book Build Your Audience with Live Video. Hold on one second. Build Your Audience with Live Video. I've also been online since 2010, 2011, and I'm the founder of Easy Webinar. Right now, Easy Webinar, well, the time I wrote this slide says 4,500, but right now we're pushing 6,500 customers. And I've been on different publications. I've done NBC, CBS shows, and online publications. Something that a lot of people don't know is that I actually started off as an actor here in LA. And when I started thinking about this, the reason I went into acting in the first place was because I wanted to create an emotional response in someone, right? I do something on stage or on TV or in a movie, and it's to evoke an emotion. But here's the problem. Even as an actor, I hated being broke because I couldn't find consistency in that. Even though, I got on some TV shows, a movie, commercials, there wasn't a lot of consistency. And even, in fact, when I have my friends who are, in TV shows for a year, that's for that year, but what happens the following year? So there was this worry, about where's the next gig coming from? And I never liked that feeling, right? I love being an entrepreneur, but I never liked that feeling. So that took me into becoming a mortgage broker for 6 years. I did this for 6 years. And, at the end of the day, I made a lot of money, but my life consisted of cold calls, pitching and feeling fake, and realizing and thinking, man, there had to be a better way to market myself, because I was just calling leads online, and calling them on the phone, and it was all this cold traffic. I didn't, it just took so much time. But then a blessing kind of in disguise came when the recession hit, and I went from literally making $250,000 a year in my business to $15,000 the following year, right? And at this time, this was tough because I almost went into foreclosure twice. I was really nervous about it, and I realized at the time also, I was desperate to find a better way to market myself, right? So that's when I started looking online. And this is when, in 2011, I started to learn about online marketing, right? And the thing that I jumped immediately to, and this is probably because of that background that I have in as an actor, I jumped to YouTube. And I realized at the time that YouTube was terrific because it allowed me to build a know, like, and trust with my audience, and allowed me to do a virtual handshake with someone on the other end of the video. And it kind of brought me back to my passion. So when I started using video, I started to separate myself away from being in real estate, right? Being a kind of a broker. I moved into then becoming a YouTube marketing consultant. right? That was my first experience with YouTube. I immersed myself in YouTube, and then I became a consultant. I worked with companies like Estee Lauder, Dell, HarperCollins on their video marketing stuff. And and this was kind of a eureka moment for me. I realized the power of video for building that connection. And YouTube was perfect because I could drive traffic from YouTube into my website. I was doing it for my clients, but the problem is I couldn't really figure out how to do it for myself until I started using the power of webinars in my business, which essentially is live video. And that's why I'm talking about live video with you or webinars with you today, because they equal the same thing, right? But now there's a lot more opportunity to market with live video rather than just a webinar alone. This is kind of the next evolution of webinars that we're experiencing right now and seeing. So again, webinars equals live video. That was what was very powerful in the business. When I started using webinars in my business, that's when things started to happen. Within my first year of using webinars, I sold my YouTube course, okay? My YouTube course was called YouTube Revealed, and it was an online course, membership platform. I sold it for a few different price points. I started off at $197, then moved it to $297. Then I moved it to $997, and that was my structure and growth for charging for this program. And in that first year, I did about $245,000 within my first year of using webinars. I built a list of about 14,000, and this was my time for understanding how to sell online. It was using the power of video and using the power of live video / webinars to really see this growth, right? This transformation. And that's, that's how it's been. And the point being is that live video has changed my life. It literally has changed my life. It's allowed me to stay at home. I have an office here in my garage. I have more time to spend with my family. My wife and I are adopting 2 kids from Haiti right now. We've done some awesome additions to the house, and it's allowed me to not only, from the money standpoint, have more comfort, but at the same time, it's allowed me to also impact more people, to provide them more tools, more training on how to do this themselves, right? And I think that's the biggest thing. And that's why that's why I became an actor in the first place, to get an emotional response, to help someone change what they do. And now I'm doing that every single day, and it's really exciting. And that's what I want for you. And that's what live video has allowed me to do. And that's why I'm really passionate about it. So sometimes I speak too much, too fast about it. But at the end of the day, I'm excited to kind of share this with you. And I've never been as excited as I am right now about live video. And I'm going to tell you why. Because applications like Periscope, Facebook Live, Blab.in are super convenient because they are streamed from your iPhone, from your smartphone, okay, from your mobile. And I kind of look at this as the new definition of mobile marketing. What do you think? I kind of look at this as the new definition of mobile marketing. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this. Okay. Yeah. So this is the new definition of mobile marketing. It's not so much text messages anymore. It's not, yes, that's awesome. But at the end of the day, you can take your phone, go into the park, market yourself, and get leads into your business while traveling, right? Leads into your business while traveling. You could even make sales on the go. Just a powerful, powerful element that, now you have this capability. It's not just you sitting stagnantly at your computer anymore. It's mobile. You're active. And applications, as we've talked about, are really powerful. Let me share with you some of my favorite ones. And I want you to write these down because you're going to understand that these are the ones to focus on. I'm going to give you insight right now. These are the ones to focus on. Okay, write these down. Facebook Live. Facebook Live is Facebook live stream application. Now, it's going through a lot of growth. The streaming doesn't quite look as awesome as, say, Periscope does, which we'll talk about in a minute here. But Facebook is great because it allows you to connect with your audience that you already maybe have, whether that's in your personal page, whether that's in your business page, or whether that's in your Facebook groups. You can connect with that audience and create awesome content that they can continue to love and consume. And you can actually encourage them to do live videos like Facebook Live, say in your Facebook group, which is wonderful because then now you're having, excuse me, user content created for you, right? There are two different ways you could do this. Through Facebook mentions, you can actually go um, right into your business page, and also Facebook, the normal app, allows you to do live video right from your personal page. And if you don't have the live video icon, which is going to look like this, right? If you don't have it, what you want to do is delete the app you have now, the Facebook app you have now, upload a new one, and it will be in there next time you post on Facebook. Okay, it'll say live video. And this is awesome. I mean, I've seen some great results. This particular live video did about 649,000 views on it. And the nice thing about it is that it lives beyond 24 hours. And that's powerful because now you have a marketing engine. You can retarget using Facebook Live. Really cool stuff. Now, blab.im is also cool. And it has two things that that has actually an additional thing that you're not going to see in in Periscope, right? It has an additional thing. Blab is really good for having more than, say, one person in a room where you guys are all having a conversation. You can have up to 4 people all communicating together, and those 4 people can talk about anything. And one of the great applications for it is maybe if you want to bring in people that are testimonials. Maybe they want to do testimonial videos. They can come in. Maybe you want to run an interview, right? And based on that, you can also then repurpose this content, put it inside a blog post, put it inside iTunes. So Blab is great. It works off your smartphone, but it also has a desktop application as well, which is powerful. And this is where it's different than Facebook Live and Periscope, because Facebook Live doesn't have a desktop live video application as of yet, right? Nor does Periscope, but blab.im does, which is cool because now you can even do multicasting or multi-streaming, where maybe you do one live video from your phone onto Periscope, and then the other one, maybe you stream into blab.im, so you get a larger audience reach, right? So these applications, excuse me, are terrific. But here's the deal: Periscope TV is my favorite. And I say it for now because right now it's, there's kind of a I guess like a live video war going on where a lot of the big boys are all vying to see what's going to happen, right? Twitter was huge in 2015. Periscope was huge in 2015. Facebook Live became live to everyone, and then we're going to hear probably some more stories about YouTube coming out with what they're going to call YouTube Connect, which is a live video stream from your phone application as well. In fact, you can already do live video from your phone into YouTube, which is pretty powerful. But at the end of the day, here's the thing that I've recognized from Periscope. Periscope has an ecosystem all on its own. Okay, to me, it can help you build an audience from scratch. All right. And because with all these live video applications out there, it can be totally confusing on what to focus on. And I know this because that's what I was doing when I was starting out. I was completely confused with what to focus on. But that's why also I actually put together a blueprint for this. That's why I had to work so hard to create a program that was built all around this, to create a blueprint that actually made sense, where you could say, okay, well, Facebook Live, this is what I'm going to use it. This is what I'm going to use it for. And boom, right? Periscope, this is what I'm going to use it. This is what I'm going to use it for. Boom. YouTube Live, this is what I'm going to use it. This is what I'm going to use it for, right? So I understand that completely. And there's going to be more coming out. So it's not so much, we don't want to get overwhelmed with all these applications, but I'm going to tell you that the ones I'm going to focus on are the ones I mentioned: Periscope, Facebook Live, blab.im, and YouTube. Those are the 4 that I really focus on nowadays, right? So I say nowadays because, you never know what's going to happen. But again, as I said, nothing has helped me to grow my business faster than Periscope, or grow rather a new audience than Periscope. I've been able to add probably about, I don't know, maybe 13, 14, 15,000 new leads into my business since using Periscope. So it's pretty incredible. And I'm going to show you how using Periscope and Fullscope.tv, which I'm going to reveal pretty soon here, can give you a greater leverage and insight more than any other live platform around. Okay. And that's in my opinion. But at the end of the day, I hope you're going to see why. Because I haven't seen another live video application give you the details that we give you in Fullscope, right? When you take Fullscope and apply it to Periscope, you get more data. You know the people that love you the most. And this is what list building, getting more clients and sales are all about. It's all about knowing your people, okay? Knowing the people that are coming that want more from you, okay? Get it? Got it? Here we go. Let's keep going. So Periscope, and this is the other reason, Periscope was 2015's app of the year. They were at the very top of the app store, and excuse me, it's really the evolution that we're seeing. They've built probably, at this point, maybe 20 million Periscope users are using it. That is not an actual number that we're getting from them at the moment, but we're assuming that that's where it's at. So, they had the fastest growth out of any app seen in a long time. Like, that's a fast growth. They've only been around about a year, right? So let's talk about how to build your list or how to build a business with Periscope. But before we do, how does Periscope work? For those who are brand new who don't know, Periscope is an app for your smartphone or tablet. We've already discussed that there's so many others out there. And where do you find it? You can download the Periscope app from your phone or from your app store, and you can sync it up with Twitter, and it will ask you to log in to Twitter. If you don't already have a Twitter account, it will ask you to create a new one. And you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to sync up your Periscope with your Twitter account. Make sure you do that. It's extremely important to do. And then from there, you're going to go through and start setting it up. So do something for me right now. If you haven't added Periscope, how many of you have added Periscope to your phone already? Let me know. Let me know. Write it in if you have already. How are you using Periscope to get leads? Do you make an offer or freebie or webinar on every scope? Lisa, we're going to get to that. That's a great question, and we're going to actually get to that. And before we get to that, though, I do want you to add this to yourself. I was an early adopter of Periscope, grew a lot at the beginning, and got distracted. I get it. It's okay. I'll come to this question as well, Lisa. So open up the app and find it. Now, you can also do discovery. You can click that discovery icon in the corner once you add the app. And once you do, click on the search icon at the top. Now, once you do that, you can find me and anybody else that you want to follow. Now, this is powerful. And Lisa just said, what are some tips for kind of re-energizing my Periscope? Very simply, start to follow the people that you want to have follow you back, right? Start to connect and engage with people that you want to have connect and engage with you. So follow me is a good step. Casey Zeman on Periscope, right? And from there, start looking for people that are in your niche, okay, that might have live video. Even type in real estate, find people that are doing real estate stuff, right? Remember, this is tied into a Twitter, so everything goes back into your Twitter newsfeed. Hashtagging is very powerful. These things are all searchable. So we're going to get onto that in a minute here. So once you do this, you can click follow at the very bottom of the profile screen right here. You can click on follow when you find me. Okay, how do you use it to sell more of your products? So let's actually jump straight in to talk about this. Now, please know what I'm going to share with you can apply to any live video application. I've used this for Facebook as well, and I've also used it for blab.im and YouTube. And here's the deal. The name of the game is building your list. So Lisa asked the question, how are you using Periscope in business? Well, it's all about, to me, building your email list, right? Moving them from your Periscope or live video into your own ecosystem, into your own marketing, into your own email. So I look at it as an audience builder. People can invite Twitter followers, Periscope followers, and Facebook followers, and your audience essentially builds your following for you. And this is what's so powerful, is that it has such a huge social and share feature to it that you can build your audience very fast. And then it's all about making sure that the content that you serve connects with the audience. And then, of course, that allows you to move them into where they can learn more, which is obviously when they jump onto your list and maybe getting a free gift from you. So we are going to talk about that. And I see some people are already following me on Periscope. So thank you. I see Janie Smith is following me. A few other folks have already started following. Thank you. Okay, so this is what's powerful about it. In your Periscopes, you can engage directly by answering comments by your viewers. Your viewers can also send hearts, shares, and screenshots whenever they like what they hear, right? And this is pretty powerful. And what's interesting is on a Periscope or a live video, I've seen the capability of getting more people live than in webinars oftentimes, which is pretty crazy and cool. And it because it has that social application, that's when you can get a lot of people showing up. So I use it to build my list. I market my webinars. This is the question. So she asked, what do you market, right? And this is the response is, okay, I see some people that did put it in there. Cool. So the response is, I market my webinars. I market my launches. I market my free gifts from Periscope. So a free gift is essentially a lead tool. Like let's say, I create a PDF, and if you register for this webinar, consider the PDFs that I gave as free. That is all you really need to do to provide something of value to somebody. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. It doesn't have to be massive. It can be something as simple as just a PDF download that gives them something bite-sized, that something is consumable, and it gets them eager to learn more. Now, that's one way to do it. It's fast. You set it up with lead pages, let's say, or ClickFunnels. You could create a landing page, and then you build your email list, because every time someone registers for your free gift, they are added to your MailChimp or your Constant Contact or your Infusionsoft or your Aweber. These are autoresponders where it helps you to build your list. Since I've been doing this, I've pushed past 80,000 people on my email list over the last few years, right? And that's, it's just, you find the routine. You just make sure that you're always providing quality content. And it's list building. And that's why when I say I've been able to use Periscope to do about 20 to 30 leads a day, right? It was because of the broadcasts, but it also boiled down to what I was saying in my broadcasts, how I was moving people through by delivering great content that then brought them into my free gift, which they were more than excited to grab because it was quality content, right? Webinars is one thing that I give away as well. People like to be told where to go, where to learn more, and it's a win-win for them. So, you give them something for free, they can learn from it. It helps you to build your authority, right? So it's an even trade. So, anytime you get nervous about having people go to sign up for something for free, if it's not good quality content, that's when you should be nervous. But if it's good quality content, realize that they are needing what you have available. And so, never, find yourself consumed or worried about giving quality content away. There's so many good, easy ways to do it where you're not a jerk, you're not a spammer. You say, hey, I gave you something of quality in this broadcast. Would you like to learn more? Well, here it is. You can go to caseyzeman.com/webinar, where I have a free workshop that I teach this stuff on, and some free gifts for you immediately when you register for the webinar itself. By doing that, they're going to get quality content. So of course they're going to register. And you can have success with it. Yes, the answer is yes. In fact, after about 2 weeks of periscoping, I had gone from 250 followers to about 1,000 followers in about a week and a half. I had as many as 500 people coming to my Periscopes at once. I funneled in about 20 leads a day from Periscope after 2 weeks. Now I'm generating at around 200 leads a day. And at the time, I could account for about an average of $500 coming into the business from Periscope a day, right? Even if you're just starting out, you can have results. So let me tell you the 4 secrets to having results here on your broadcasts. Okay, this applies to any type of broadcasting, doesn't have to be just Periscope. So write these down. 4 main things. Number 1, broadcast content that is valuable. I know this seems like super obvious, like Captain Obvious is saying this, but Captain Obvious seems to have to say it more than once, because oftentimes people will broadcast crap. They'll broadcast, them sitting, in the yard and just like, drinking a 6-pack of beer. That's not value. How is that valuable to your audience? I mean, unless you're just an entertainer and you're entertaining, which is cool. But to me, the whole point of this is that you have a responsibility to your audience. Even as an entertainer, you have to give good quality entertainment. So if you're not broadcasting value, such as something entertaining or something that teaches something educational, then, you're not really doing anything for anyone. So just realize that. It doesn't mean you have to be a friggin' like, hugely, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't have to be like, Mr. Energetic or Mrs. Energetic here. You don't have to be utterly enthusiastic. It's not about that. It's about finding the value within. All right. Number 2 is engage and answer questions, because that's what live video is all about. That's the nice thing about it, is that people can consume with you, right? They can go through a process and they're with you. So it's not just you, hollering back at them. It's them. They can ask questions, just like you guys here. The Lotta that's asked a question, Jordan that mentioned something. All of you that are here, Steve, Sarah, Lauren, Ressi, Linda, Tala, Contessa, all of you who are making comments, I'm going to get to those. And this is the power of live video, is that I can respond and connect with you, right? On the fly. And that's powerful. Okay. Number 3 is give your audience actions to perform during the broadcast. These are call to action. Okay. Calls to action, right? Now, a call to action isn't always, hey, get on my email list, right? Or it isn't always, hey, if you want to learn more, here's my CaseyZeman.com/webinar, or here's my, webinarminicourse.com, right? Which are 2 of my funnels that I use for list building, 2 of my main funnels. So if you want a little insight, write this down. I like to use automated webinars and a 4 video series to build my email list, but then to sell my products. But a call to action doesn't always have to be getting on your email list. It can be, send, if you find the content that you're getting here valuable, send hearts. It can also mean, if you find that, you can also be that if you find this content valuable, be sure to follow me for my next broadcast, right? If you find this content valuable, share this out and invite your followers to this broadcast, right? These are call to action that you can have in your broadcast that helps your audience participate with you. And a lot of you might not think to do this, but you should do this in every broadcast. And it's just a question of how to structure it so that you are not a spammy jerk, right? That's what it's all about. This is what I teach. So and the number four is create consistent Periscope broadcasts, or any broadcast in general. Create consistency in your marketing. Now, here's the thing. I'm not necessarily always consistent. I'm not always doing a broadcast every single day. And sometimes I do 2 or 3 broadcasts a day. But at the end of the day, once you start to get more familiar with this, you should find time to do it. Okay. Now, one of you guys, so I think it was like Lisa mentioned earlier, Casey, I was doing Periscope, but then I dropped off and I haven't done it in a while. When I say consistent, try to find time to do it every single week, right? And sometimes some good ways to do this are structure out broadcasts every single day. Maybe do a noon broadcast every Wednesday or something like that. Repurpose it and put it into a blog post. One of the most successful ways that I found to build my audience, I did a 5-day live video challenge. And what I did is every day for those 5 days, I sent an email to everyone and told them to meet me on Periscope at noon, where I'm going to do this training. They'd met me, and so I had a ton of new people following me on Periscope. But then what was really interesting is, because I had so many people coming to that and sharing, I then trended on Periscope. So it allowed me to then get 3,000 more followers on Periscope at that time when I did my 5-day live video challenge. And since then, I did another video all about Fullscope's new collab feature. Okay. And when I did that, and I'll talk about Fullscope in a bit here for those who don't know, when I did that, I started trending again. Right. And so, when you do these broadcasts, you provide value and people share, that can be powerful stuff. Right. Okay. So those are the four. And let's quickly talk about what can my Periscopes be about? Because you might be wondering, well, how can I apply this to my own business? Well, let's talk about this. Start thinking, write this down. Start thinking about what you're an expert in. What does your audience need? Not want, but need that you provide. Okay? Remember, live video and video is storytelling, and storytelling sells. So when you're sharing, a pain point of your audience, have it relatable to what your own experiences have been. So when I talk about, my business pains, when I start talking about, I was trying to figure out how to grow my business online, the only thing that really made sense to me was video. Video was the one thing that allowed me to do this. And then I was trying to sell my courses online. The only thing that allowed me to finally sell a course online was webinars, right? That was allowed me to, and I shared my personal story. I tell you how much money I made the first year, how I built my list. But I also explained to you, and this is where, if you come to any of my webinars about webinars, I talk about how in the beginning I was doing terrible webinars. I was talking too much. I would go off on tangents. The audio would cut in and out all the time. But even then, my terrible webinars still did great because it built a know, like, and trust. And ultimately, even on your broadcast, if your brand's spanking new, you're going to find this also to be true. Right? So get out there and do it. Storytelling is what sells, right? And really, the storytelling you want to come from a point of view of understanding your audience's problems and desires and concerns, and do broadcasts around that. That's really what it's about. Not just the problems and how you experience those same problems. Like, for instance, if you think about it, your audience is probably you 3 years ago, right? And here's another thing you want to think about. Your audience is always going to know less than you. And chances are you're not going to have an audience that knows more than you. And so it's okay to not be a complete and utter 100% expert at this stuff yet, right? Be an expert where you're at, right? If you're at, the intermediate level, that's okay. Teach what you know. And then all the people that know less than you will be following you. There are people that know more than me about tons of stuff. I'm not going to try to say I know how to do X, Y, and Z when I don't, or when I haven't had results. We're going to come on to that in a minute here. So here's 4 quick tips for content ideas, okay? 4 quick tips for content ideas. Let's start with number 1. Number 1 is take one idea or process and break it into several broadcasts or a series that you do consistently at X time during the day. Now, what I mean by that is, if you're someone who is good with, balancing your books or something, or maybe painting a picture, right? Why don't you go through a process instead of painting an entire picture or painting on one broadcast? Take people through a process. This is micro content. Think of it as micro content where maybe you teach a certain brush stroke today. Maybe you teach color palette the next day. Maybe you teach this, and you do it over a period of time, right? And that full thing is a process, but you don't do it all in one broadcast, right? You break it apart because people love that. They can come back for more later on, and it helps you to grow because every time someone comes to your broadcast, that means a new audience is also coming. Every time you do a broadcast on any of these platforms, you exponentially grow your audience. So if you're going to do one broadcast that's 4 hours long, yeah, that can grow your audience. But at the same time, creating new content and bringing in new people and having people share to bring in those new people can have, in my opinion, a faster result. So number 1, take an idea or process and break it into several broadcasts. And I do this with webinars. So I have a webinar about the power of webinars, and I take that same webinar and break it into 15-minute intervals and broadcast those over, say, a week, right? Yeah. Okay, number 2, I really like this one. This is one of my favorites. Is that, when we start thinking about content to create, our minds explode because we start to think, man, I have to create like a ton of content. Like if I think about it, if I have to do 3 broadcasts a day, because Casey says that 3 broadcasts are good to do, and you can build your audience that way, that means I have to create 3 different pieces of content over 30 days. That means 90 different pieces of content every single month. And if I were to try to add that up, that's what, 900, that's 99, that's over 1,000 topics that I have to come up with every single year. Okay, calm down, take a deep breath, because that's not the case. In fact, recycling your content based on its level of interest is probably the best strategy you can use, and you only need about 10 broadcasts. That's it, just 10 topics that you can recycle. Now, a cool way to do this, here's a really, really cool strategy, is to go back into fullscope.tv. I know you guys, we haven't really talked about what Fullscope is yet, but we will. Fullscope.tv, and look to see your most valuable, most engaged broadcasts and recycle those. If you ever have a question about what content is the most engaged, check out what Fullscope can give you, right? So one of my most powerful broadcasts, one of my most engaged, I guess, or responsive broadcasts was, I made more than $1 million this year, so why do I drive a Prius? That was a broadcast that did really well. And I tested the theory, and I did it again. And I, again, had huge numbers. I had like, the last one I did had like probably 700 to 800 people live on it. And so just realize that, you can test the content out, go back into Fullscope to read the content, right? To see what it does, okay? And if you know, how many of you know what Fullscope is? Put in the chat if you know what Fullscope is, okay? Do you guys know what Fullscope is? Put it in the comment box below if you do know what Fullscope is. Okay, I see some good questions too from Lotta, from Jordan, from Sarah, from Lisa. So I will get in there, everyone. I will get in there. Yeah, Lisa, this is live. Okay, number 3, bada bing, bada boom, show results as they happen, okay? So one thing that I find really cool is when people will actually show what's going on, like a over-the-shoulder kind of glimpse into what they're doing. Because as I said, your audience is you maybe a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, maybe 6 months ago, depending on how new you are. And you can start to show results that you have. Like for instance, I took and showed people my Facebook ads that I did for a promotion for a friend of mine, and that promotion did about $50,000, and we had about 87 cents per conversion on Facebook ads, okay? And I showed them what I did and how I did it, right? And this is what I mean by results. So show your results when you have successes, but here's something else. I want you to think about this. Show results for non-successes, right? So if you have bad results, let people know. Let them know, because they'll respect you even more when you show results that might not have been as good. And that could be because now you're saving them from making the same mistake. You see what I mean? So share the good and the bad results. Now, don't just do this for you, but number 4, highlight the results you get for other people. So if someone learned something from you and they took action and they said, Casey, from what you taught, I was able to get, 80 new people coming into my broadcast. That's a result that you have given somebody else, they took action on what you taught. And highlight those people, because they're your biggest advocate, so be their biggest advocate as well, okay? Nothing speaks more clearly than somebody else's results that help you. These are case studies from clients, either paid or unpaid. So a lot of people say, well, how do I figure out case studies or testimonials? They don't always have to be paid customers. Your testimonials don't always have to be paid customers, but anyone. So just realize that just even helping someone with something, that you give for free is a way for you to actually get case studies and testimonials. Here's Drew Porter. Drew said, I just hit a breakthrough on Periscope thanks to Casey's first 2 challenges. I got an all-time high of 51 viewers and got some followers from it. Yesterday's total viewers was 7. So he went from 7 to 51 in a matter of a day just from the teaching of a specific structure of broadcasting that I taught, right? You see? And he said, the biggest difference, I quit trying to sound like an expert and started being honest with where I am, which is really, really powerful. What that says is that people want you. They want you as an expert. Absolutely. That's great. But they also want you. They totally will forgive moments of if something is going wrong or issues occur. Like for instance, guys, we might be in this live video and the screen might be a bit too blurry right now. And if it is, it's probably because either your internet or my internet connection is really faulty. And I want to apologize if it is, but you know, that's what happens. That's life, right? So, you know, but a lot of people will forgive that. And I hope that you would forgive that if you were somebody here, right? I hope that maybe you're one of those people that would forgive that. Okay. So does this make sense? Does that make sense? Okay. So now let's talk about who is your audience and what does your audience want from you. So when I told you, you know, about what you need to do for content creation, make a list of the things your audience might want, not need. And then once you build an audience, start asking them what they want. So it's you know, you need to start giving them whatever their pain point is or what their hope is. That's when you start creating content around. Okay, and one thing I can give you as a suggestion, it's a platform called BuzzSumo. Now, BuzzSumo is great because it will actually tell you what people are searching for around a keyword. So, for instance, you can see at the top here, I typed in mini Segway. And what happens is you can see the content that's showing up below about mini Segway. So if I'm, you know, promoting, let's say I'm a window cleaner or selling, you know, stuff on, maybe I sell these mini Segways. I could create a video or a live video all about, you know, the walk car, right? Or maybe specifically how Japanese have started perfecting the skateboard, right? Another example of this when I tested this out is, you know, window cleaning. I noticed that, you know, when I typed in window cleaning to BuzzSumo, I noticed that the first thing that showed up was angel flies into stained glass window of the Sistine Chapel. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. Now I can maybe, if I was a window cleaner, I might be able to do a live video all about stained glass windows because it's trending. It's trending it's trending right now on Periscope, on Twitter. It's trending socially out there, you know? That's what it means to check out BuzzSumo. So definitely check that out for your content. So again, someone asked, how long should my Periscope broadcast be and how often should I do them? Well, here's the thing. Any length that you feel comfortable with. I've done a broadcast for 15 minutes and I've done a broadcast for 1 hour. It's about the retention and value. As soon as someone starts to fall out, that's when you want to stop the broadcast. So is there a different correlation of, is there a direct correlation of more followers, email subscribers, and sales with the more broadcasts you do? Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I do 1 to 3 broadcasts a day. At least I try. And if you can't do it all the time like that, that's okay. But try to strive to do as many as you can because there is a direct correlation to that. So how can you build an audience quickly on Periscope? Let's talk about this. So my biggest advice for growing your business with Periscope is participation and collaboration. Participation and collaboration. I want you to find people in your niche and share the value that they mention, okay? When you hashtag or at Twitter name them in your broadcasts, it shows up in their Twitter feed. And I have found that there's nothing better for building my audience than highlighting other people's successes. Don't just go watch someone's broadcast and try to rip them off and then do a broadcast about the same topic and act like it was your idea. Take something that you learned from somebody, you know, tag them in the broadcast, literally at, you know, their name, right? And they will probably more often than not uh, share your broadcasts out to their audience, which in turn builds your audience. So think about this idea of collaboration. Okay, here's some that we have right here that we had some folks do. Right, it's always good. It shows up in their newsfeed, and it's a great way to connect with people. Okay, let's switch gears now and talk about monetization and how Periscope plus Fullscope can equal success in your business. As I said, nothing has really worked as good for me as Periscope, but also I find that Periscope coupled with Fullscope.tv has been literally the best thing to build an audience, right? For growth. And I'm going to share why. Because with Fullscope, you can actually track and see those who are coming to your broadcasts and the actions they perform. Facebook Live doesn't show this. Blab.im doesn't show this, nor does YouTube Live show this. You don't actually know your audience directly. But with Fullscope.tv, you can see every single person that comes to your broadcast. Not only that, you can also tweet them directly. You can actually respond to them, tweet them out, thank them for coming to the broadcast. And this level of interaction and connectivity is what allows you to know your audience and connect and engage with your audience better than any other platform out there. And that's why I say that Periscope coupled with Fullscope.tv is the most powerful way to use live video. With Fullscope.tv, you can also see the forest through the trees. So you can track overall details of how your broadcasts are performing. So you can look at all the broadcasts that are done, right? And see which ones are doing the best. Now, how does this work? A lot of you might be wondering, well, how does Fullscope work with Periscope? Well, all you have to do is you sign up to Fullscope. After you sign up to Fullscope, you then run a broadcast in Periscope, come back to Fullscope after that, and suddenly you'll see stats and data all around your broadcast. You'll see how many people came to your broadcast. You'll see the people that were your top engagers in the broadcast. You'll see the comments that came through the broadcast. We save the broadcast video as well that you can then use for repurposing in your other marketing. You can also tweet them back and thank them for coming to the broadcasts, right? You can find your top 5 most engaged viewers from a week's worth of broadcasts. So you can actually do insights like over a period of a date range and find the people that love you the most over that period of time. So that's what I mean when I say see those who love you the most. This is Amber, Lisa, and Scope Day right here. Here's an example. These folks are the ones that are my most engaged viewers over several broadcasts. You see, Amber came to 7 broadcasts. She commented this many times. She sent this many hearts, and she watched a total of this many like minutes, let's say, right? Here's Scope Day as an example, and Lisa, who are also there, and you can then tweet them from this dashboard as well. And that's what Fullscope, that's why Fullscope is pretty powerful. So how can it benefit you? Well, here's some different ways you could use Fullscope. You can run contests based around engagement, hearts, and more to grow your community. Someone asked me, Casey, what can you do? How do I build an audience on Periscope? Well, here's the deal. Contests are pretty powerful. You can say, hey, if you like what you like, you can say, okay, share news of this broadcast out and because by sharing news, I'm going to be giving the most engaged person, the person that shares the most, a free gift. Like I'll give them my ebook, right? Or a free consulting, 30-minute consulting or 15-minute consulting, right? Creating these contests will deepen a relationship with your audience, right? And they'll get to act. And then they'll get used to sharing anytime they come. They get used to sharing anytime they come. You can also build your email list through call to action in the broadcast and direct follow-up tweeting directly from our dashboard. Now, this is what you can do right now with Fullscope. But what I'm going to reveal to you in a minute with Fullscope.tv Premium is something completely revolutionary that no one has ever seen yet. Okay. Number 3, you can attract brands by showing your research and influence through the data. We have people now every single day who go into Fullscope and take out the data, show it to their higher ups, who will then continue to give them money for their marketing budget for live video and Periscope because of this data. This wasn't available before, and this isn't available anywhere else. You can create stories around the data and do larger events and campaigns that create a bigger impact. And we've had people that have created what we call collabs, which are many broadcasters coming together around one topic, whether that's a philanthropic topic, whether that's a global meditation. We've done that for global meditation. We've done it for what's called Scope Day. We have had tons of people that got huge press on I think Newsweek and things like that. It was pretty incredible, and those are the type of things you can do. And I also love to call out and thank my most engaged people. And this is how people are using it right now. If you check it out, you'll see that these are actual people using Fullscope, and they're sending out screenshots to their most frequent viewers and most loved viewers, right? So Sarika is saying, thank you to Periscope Monk One, Ian Call Official, and Rami _ Desi for being my most engaged viewers. Hashtag Fullscope, right? See what they did? And you can do this all the time. You can call out your most engaged peeps. So what I want to do is introduce you to Fullscope Premium. Now, before we jump into Fullscope Premium, I want to show you who's using Fullscope in their business and how it might relate to you. So no matter who you are, what you do, for instance, we have the Monterey Bay Aquarium using our software, Fullscope, and they're using it essentially to do exactly what we said. They're going to their higher ups and showing the data, showing them how big of a reach they're getting, and it allows them to continue getting a marketing budget for their audience. Four Seasons are also doing the same similar thing. We've seen the city of Melbourne using our system to track the level of engagement that's coming through the broadcasts. There is a specific Periscoper who works with the city of Melbourne, and every single time he does, he goes back to the city and says, this is the reach that we've had for this week. Other companies like Oracle, Experian, United States Coast Guard have all used our system, and people like actress Danica McKellar of the Wonder Years. Remember Danica? And also Brian Boitano, the gold medalist Olympic skater as well. So we've had cool people use it. We have a lot of people just like you using it as well. We have Roker Labs, Al Roker. We continue to be impressed with the data platform for Periscope that Casey Zeman has built. If you haven't tried it yet, fullscope.tv. And I can't see this gentleman's name, but this was sent in an email just recently. And he said, I've used Fullscope to generate over 6K over the past 60 days, which is kind of cool if you think about it. He's probably using it to leverage client growth, right? Now, here are a couple of people that use case studies that I want to mention. Joy Paulson, and she sent out this tweet for me. My favorite way to use Fullscope my favorite ways to use Fullscope are to shout out the top engagers and commenters on my broadcast for a week by putting the data for that time frame and grabbing a screenshot, then posting it to Twitter and tagging them in it, and then doing a highlight scope on it as well. So that essentially is what we showed you here. That's what she's doing here, and then she's doing a follow-up saying, hey, I just want to thank Periscope Monk or Ian Call. That's what she's doing. That's what she's meaning that she's doing. Number two, I love running contests and use Fullscope to pick the winners by pulling the stats based on what metrics I'm using, e.g. top hearts, comments, shares, and screenshots. And then I call them out with a screenshot graphic I make in Canva to announce the winner, which is a great idea. This is totally a terrific idea. Everyone loves to win. Now, like Sabrina, who's mentioned below, Joy loves seeing which of her broadcasts have done the best by looking at the trending data and titles, which help her to decide which ones to recycle. I always like to look at the comments and directly message people, especially the ones who ask the questions, with their answers and call to action. So Joy is using it to essentially help her coaching program. And Sabrina, I use Fullscope daily for several reasons: to see stats and thank my viewers for their comments, engagement, and hearts; to read all the comments and follow up with each viewer if I wasn't able to answer his or her question during the broadcast; to identify potential clients who ask specific questions and express interest in my services or products so that I can continue the conversation with them. She also uses it to block trolls based on inappropriate comments that I didn't notice during my broadcast, which is actually pretty smart. And to figure out which topics are most liked and which ones are not of interest among her viewers. So these are some ways that people are using Full Scope. And here are just a few other people that have mentioned Full Scope. Bryn says, hey, Casey, thanks for Full Scope. It's really been a game changer for broadcasters. Here is Azania saying, a big thank you to you and your team for your research and enabling us with these excellent analytics. And Matt says, seriously, at Casey Zeman, you are amazing for creating fullscope.tv. My belief is with Full Scope, we are greater together. And that's why in Full Scope, we've created what are known as collabs. And it's the creation of, I see it as the creation of the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So recently, we rolled into Full Scope the ability for you to, as I said, have you come in and curate content. So you can bring in, say, several broadcasters under one roof, under one URL, and have all those videos laid out, okay? Now, this is pretty powerful, and I'm going to share with you how it's powerful, especially as it relates to Full Scope Premium, especially how it relates to Full Scope Premium as we continue on. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to go in and share with you and show you what Full Scope Premium looks like and what we have right now going on right now. So if you're on this webinar, if you're on this workshop, I have a sort of a, I guess you'd call it a fast action or something of value that you can get only up till tonight at midnight. Okay, so I'm going to share with you what that is. But just realize that stories are just data with a soul, says Breen Brown. And to know how your story is impacting others makes you an even better storyteller. And that's our mission for you with fullscope.tv, okay? We know, we essentially want you to help you. We want to help you to know your people, to make you a better storyteller, okay? Now, I'm going to go in to Full Scope in a second here. Let me just do that. I'm going to switch over here and move into, actually, first, I'm going to show you what we have going on right now, okay? Let me open this up here. Okay, now, what I have going on right now is called online broadcasts. Well, there we go. So online broadcasts is a program that I put together that teaches everything you're going to want to know about live video. Everything you're going to want to know about live video and how to use it. Because that's the biggest thing is navigating through this stuff, right? Navigating through this stuff can be a big pain and a challenge to know what to focus on and when. An online broadcast is essentially a membership platform that has several modules in it that have homework assignments after each module that will challenge you to make you a better broadcaster, to know what to focus on and when. And people that have come through this have had huge success. And I'll share some case studies, but you're also going to see some case studies if you were to go to this page. Now, right here, if you go to this page, you will see case studies there. Now, to get access to this page, I would say first off, go to onlinebroadcasts.com. Open up a separate window, a URL, and open this up. Go to onlinebroadcasts.com, find that separate window, open that up, because we're going to talk about it and go through it. But what we have right now, which is pretty incredible, is an opportunity to get Full Scope Premium with it. Now, I first want to go into what Full Scope Premium is. And if you want to see a demo of Full Scope Premium, you could actually watch this right here. Okay. Here on this page, we have a demo of Full Scope Premium, where on this video, I show you how you can actually build your email list using fullscope.tv. Using fullscope.tv. So this is what the new Full Scope Premium has. Stay connected. You can follow up and win clients using the Full Scope tweet feature. Tweet your viewers individually or many at one time after the broadcast is over to send out opt-in links or to simply stay connected and relevant, right? This is an additional feature that we're rolling out, excuse me, to where you can add several people into one tweet, okay? Now, this is the biggest. These are the biggest two new features that we have right now, which are completely not available anywhere else, and that, in my opinion, are completely revolutionizing live video. And also, this is where Periscope and Fullscope have a higher leverage than a lot of other platforms out there. And this is how. When someone adds their email into a chat, it will automatically add that person to any campaign you create with your favorite email provider, such as MailChimp, Infusionsoft, Constant Contact, Ontraport, Aweber, and many more, right? So it allows you to have people added to an email campaign so you can build your list even during a broadcast. Now, what's even more powerful, in my opinion, is that now we save Twitter IDs. Now, just like Facebook IDs, Twitter IDs are essentially the people that are coming to your broadcasts. So now you could take those Twitter IDs, each one is assigned to an individual person. Those can be put into a Twitter ad where you can target those people with follow-up campaigns after the broadcast. Now, we've tested this out, and there's an 80% conversion that can happen when you do it like this. That's the highest we've seen, 80% conversion. Now, not all results are going to be the same, but these are the people that come to your broadcast. These are the people that love you the most. So if you think about it, naturally, they're going to be the ones that will sign up to your ads. So maybe if you follow up with a Twitter card to them right afterwards, they will sign up to it and follow through, right? We're the only software that allows you to download the Twitter IDs, and you can then put it into a Twitter ad. Okay, you can also get paid to do what you love. As influencers, we want to add you into our directory for agencies and brands looking to work directly with influencers in a variety of niches. Taking part in our influencer collective. Anytime a brand or agency is looking to do a campaign around the niche, we will make the connection for you and add your broadcast analytic data to the overall campaign to where you can get paid based on your level of real engagement, reach, and broadcasting frequency. This is coming very soon. We're excited about this because this is what's going to kind of help you to grow as a broadcaster and also take part in connecting one-on-one with brands and agents like a lot of other people that are doing. For instance, some people that are doing this connectivity are Ryan Bell and Brian Fanzo have been able to connect with brands and agencies, and they use Fullscope every day to show them the data. So it helps them to essentially land those clients. Now, here's something else that you're going to be getting with Fullscope Premium, the ability for us to analyze other social platforms. Now, namely, the one that we're focusing on next, we're in development right now, is Snapchat. Soon we'll be able for you to save your Snapchat stories, okay, and collect the data of who's watching and how long they watch. This is on its way out, and everybody who gets premium, you get automatically added to this upgrade, this update. Another thing is that our portal, our collabs, which essentially allow you to curate content, you will soon, if you're a part of Fullscope Premium, you will soon be able to require opt-ins or even require someone to purchase to access your broadcast data. So your broadcast can then be curated on a Fullscope page where it then has a shopping cart gateway or opt-in. So they have to sign up or they have to buy in order to get that content. And this is going to be hugely powerful. So you'll be able to obviously make money from your broadcasts, right? And you decide what that content is going to look like, what curated content you're going to put in there. You can delete, you can add, and it will show you, the overall stats of people that are watching the content, and of course, that will help you to know what content works for your audience. And then, of course, downloadable analytic reports. So we're adding and have the ability for you to download your analytic reports and see what the engagement is, and give those to your clients, you can give those to the brands who want to work with you, et cetera, right? Now, what we have going on right now is a bundle package of Fullscope Premium and my new course, Online Broadcasts. You cannot get Fullscope Premium by itself right now, okay? It's as a bonus, we've rolled in my new program, which is called Online Broadcasts. And online broadcast covers a few things. It talks about where you should broadcast, okay? Which platforms to focus on, right? Just in case your like brain is going crazy. What do you talk about? Okay, who's your ideal customer? You know, we're going to focus on your ideal customer. Has a customer avatar. We actually go in and break down your customer avatar in ways you've never had before done. What do you say in your broadcasts? Now that you know where and who, what do you say? Your content and brand or product message is important. How you say it and how much to deliver during each broadcast is key in this. I teach you four types of best content, four of the best type of content for lead generation and sales. Now, we touched on a little bit of that in this particular broadcast, right? We touched on that in this webinar, but we go way more in depth. And my belief is that I always like to give a lot of quality content, but in my members area, that's where we have even more, right? And number 4, I will describe the perfect blueprint for your broadcast. Step by step, from the moment you press play, you will know exactly where you are in the broadcast and where you're headed. We will give you an actual script to follow to build your audience faster than before. Okay, and number 5, we'll give you a monetization strategy, the ultimate plan. This is really what you're wanting to get, right? How to roadmap this stuff, right? So that you know where to send them to a webinar, to a landing page, you know, where to go from there. We teach this. And then, of course, I get a little ninja with teaching about automated webinars and the power of engagement with automated webinars, the power of leveraging automation and engagement together, right? So this gives you a nice glimpse into what that's all about. Now, you know, I've worked with some really quality people, John Lee Dumas, Devin and Melanie Duncan, Kimra Luna. These are just some people that I've actually worked with and have used my different programs and software. John Lee Dumas of Entrepreneur on Fire said, Casey is responsible for igniting my online training, leading to 7 figures in sales, right? Devin and Melanie, who handle Amy Porterfield's business, as well as Todd Herman, as well as Melanie Duncan, everything Casey does is quality. His teaching is actionable and authentic. And then Kimra Luna said Casey's genuinely cares about his community and is continuously stepping up his game. So these are some people that have worked with me. I would love to work with you, and I'm going to share with you a couple case studies in a minute here. But let me very quickly tell you exactly what you're going to be getting right now before all this ends. So what we have going on is we have a kind of a early access promotion, kind of an early bird promotion happening till Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday is the last day you're going to be able to get Full Scope Premium early. Okay, the early adopters Full Scope Premium, which is at the lowest price possible. And tonight at midnight, actually 11 p.m. PST, okay? So that's 8, 9, 10, 11. So 8 p.m. Eastern. No. Yeah, 11 p.m. EST. We have I think it's a 200 plus discount on the total package going on right now. And you can get access to a ton of awesome bonuses. So let me read the bonuses very quickly. Number 1, you get lifetime access to online broadcast membership training, which is valued at $297. The 5-day live video challenge video training, which is valued at $97. 3 live training sessions, including Facebook Live implementation, okay? Full Scope Premium for building follow-up training for business follow-up, training for more leads, clients, and sales, okay? That's another live video training. And number 3, how to leverage the power of webinars for more leads and sales. That's the 3rd training that you're going to be getting access to. And of course, you're going to get access to our private paid members only Facebook group, okay, which I consider invaluable. This is where we'll work together, we'll talk, you can ask questions there, and it's really kind of a one-on-one engagement right there. So right now, before this countdown, in the next 10 hours, you can get access to this full bundle package for $779, right? And it's increasing to $997 today, at the end of the day. Or you could do 3 payments of $297. 3 payments of $297, and the price is going up to $365 at the end of the day today. Okay. To get access to this today, you would go to onlinebroadcasts.com and you'll immediately come in to the members area. Okay. Immediately you'll come into the members area. Now, the other option is to simply pick up online broadcasts by itself for $297. One time, $297, that's what you get for online broadcasts as it is. Okay. Online broadcasts as it is, just by itself, without Full Scope Premium. That doesn't give you the list building opportunities of Full Scope Premium. But if you wanted to learn strategies that will help you and benefit you, and you want to just do this, this is what this costs. And you will immediately, this is what happens when you become a member. You will be immediately brought into members.onlinebroadcast.com. Inside here, as soon as you log in, you'll be brought in and you'll start to learn this training in these modules: where to broadcast, who to broadcast to, what to say in my broadcast, how to format, monetizing, equipment for live video. That's one thing that we also teach. So if you've ever been wanting to know about what equipment to teach, that is something that we have available to you. Okay, so you'll be able to go in and start learning this stuff right away. Okay, see, each module, by the way, has homework assignments that we are asking you to complete. So we are keeping you accountable every step of the way. Okay, right? Every step of the way. Okay. Now, also, once you do come through here, as you can see here, here's some different things: creating your customer avatar, what to broadcast about. One that I really love is the monetization, secrets of list building. I kind of give you my traffic funnel, as you can see right here, right? I actually have creating a mini funnel, automated webinar funnel. Let's see, format my broadcast. I do want to show. Yep. Let's go to the Q&A. Here are some breakout sessions that you can actually learn quite a bit from. Okay, breakout sessions that you can learn from, and you know, there's other stuff. So this is pretty interactive. So these are, you know, questions that people have asked during this session. This was actually a live mastermind that we put on, and you get full and complete access to it and the questions that were asked during these broadcasts. Okay. Now, as soon as you come on, you will also now be added. You will have to request to be added to Full Scope Premium, because we are manually updating everyone's accounts. Okay, updating everyone's accounts, and this is what Full Scope looks like. For those who don't know, this is what Full Scope is. And Full Scope Premium is essentially, I'm going to show you what it has different than what you have if you do have Full Scope right now. There are some things you don't have on here. And one of the big things, as I said, is the import email feature, right? Where it will locate emails in your broadcasts. Okay, do you see this? You should be able to see this. I think you can, right? Where it will find how many emails are found in the broadcast, right? And then you can add them to whatever email campaign you have. So I can add them into my Infusionsoft and add them to an email list, right? I can get them into my free report. I can get them into my, you know, my anything. I mean, this is how I would do it. I'd say, hey, if you want to get access to my free report, just simply put your email into the chat, and it will automatically add you into the campaign itself, right? So then I can have them go in, boom, import them, and then they're done. Now, you can also do it on tags, depending on what platform you're using. I'm using Infusionsoft, and that's why it gives me the option of tags or lists. And then, of course, the final thing that is super cool is the ability to take and export a downloadable CSV file that has your Twitter IDs, to where then you can upload those Twitter IDs into Twitter's ad platform, Twitter ads. Right? You can take and put in, create a new campaign. Okay. Website clicks or conversion. This is how I would do it. You put, you know, test, or Here's a test. Set location, set up your audience. This is where we would actually go with tailored audience. Okay. And this is where you would then browse your tailored audience. This is where you would find live video conversation broadcasts. Okay. This is where you then find people that came to your broadcast, and you can retarget them with Twitter ads, okay, to follow up with them. Now, the way to do this is take a bunch of your broadcasts, so not just one broadcast, but several of your broadcasts, and take all the Twitter IDs from those broadcasts and put them into a follow-up sequence that, or a Twitter ad that you can then start to build your email list with, right? Very powerful stuff. Yeah. So this of course is what it looks like right here. You can send tweets to the followers, as I showed you over here. You can follow people as well and things like that. It's pretty cool stuff. So I'm going to go in and answer any questions that you guys might have. Okay. One thing I do want to mention, here's someone who's actually a part of the group. Now, this is someone I'm highlighting because she took action and started learning about list building from me. She built up a list about 2,000 people fast. This is Mello, and Mello is awesome. Mello has been able to really find a place in the grief and bereavement sort of space, right? And she quickly built a list of 2,000 people from Periscope, essentially, but coming to my broadcast and learning about how she was using them. Now, this is one person, but there are so many others that you're going to find when you do come on to online broadcasts. In this video itself, watch this video, and you'll see what people have said about this program and what they learned, such as Eric and April Perry, and a few others you can see here, right? So just go ahead and check it out. Emmanuel is in here too. Check it out. Now, I'm going to answer any questions, and be sure to go to onlinebroadcasts.com and let me know when you do get there. Let me go in and answer any questions that you guys might have right now. So hold on one second. Okay, I'm going to go back a little. So just bear with me for a minute. Okay. Okay, so Contessa said, I have issues thinking of great content daily. So Contessa, I hope I helped you out with that by realizing that you don't have to create content daily. You can create, 10 good pieces of content and recycle that content, right? Yeah. Okay. Jeff said, yeah, hold on one second, actually. Linda, so Jeff actually said, is there a replay? You can actually watch a future broadcast of this actually as well, Jeff. We're going to do that. So Reese said, I was planning to go live for the first time today with you as content, LOL. I'm promoting a lead generation cash flow secret internet cash machine program that enables people to generate cash for whatever they want to invest or fundraise for. Many different ways to help market this thing, trying to decide best way for live video. And I want to use streaming video without being imposing. Right, I understand that, Reese. And I get it. Is this the real estate? I think this is you in the real estate. So the way you do this, if you are, especially if you're like a network marketer or someone who will, have a kind of already has sort of a, kind of a preconceived notion, the idea behind this is providing true value, not necessarily leading with a sale, but leading with how you can maybe with help, right? What can I do to help you with something, right? So think about whatever program you're in. If you're in a network marketing program, think about what that program stands for, what's the why of that program, and then start building out content that's going to help people. And then naturally they'll come in to either buy the program or come in to become one of your what's it called, where they they become on your team, right? So just think about that. Thank you. Maria said, love full scope. Lauren said, yes, yes, yes. Okay, Lauren, you're cool. Good. Okay, Janie said, if you have a Periscope account, do you automatically have a full scope as well? Janie, the answer is no. You have to sign up to fullscope.tv after you've already signed up to Periscope. And then once you do, it will automatically start pulling in your, pulling in your broadcast data. So that's how it works. So no, you don't automatically get it. You have to sign up to fullscope.tv separately. But that's a great question. Thank you. Lisa said, how important is it to be consistent in your scopes? Do you always do it from the same spot, for example? Absolutely not, Lisa. I will go into many different spots. The only thing is, you hope that your internet's going to be good. I find actually when I go to the park or am moving around, sometimes I get more people because they're curious about what's happening in my surroundings. But yeah, I like to do it in the comfort of my own home too, because I know the internet's going to work, and I can have maybe notes in front of me, and maybe I want to share my, turn the broadcast and show something else that I might be doing. So, I think it's important for us to feel comfortable in the setting by creating our own setting. But after a while, I think, the ability, as I said, mobile marketing, being able to go anywhere is powerful. Yes. Do you always use your phone or iPad? And what do you base those uses on? I use my iPhone. I don't use my iPad. I mostly use my iPhone, but you can use both. And both are great. In fact, maybe what you could do is one could be on your phone, the other could be on your iPad, let's say, and you could multicast to Facebook Live and Periscope at the same time. Wow, fullscope.tv is amazing, and it seems you created it. I just signed up. What is your objective in starting this? What's in it for you? That's a great question. That's a great question. So, for me, when I first started building fullscope.tv, I saw it as this is needed because I've been doing broadcast stuff for a while. I wrote, how to build your audience with live video, and I was all in with Google Hangouts and YouTube Live, and then I built a webinar platform all around this stuff. So I know the benefit of analytics. And I noticed that Periscope didn't have any analytics. They still don't have analytics that you can use. And more importantly, to know the people that are coming to your broadcasts. There's nothing out there that will say, this is the person that's coming to your broadcast. This is the actions they perform and how long they stay. But this now gives you that capability. That's what Fullscope does. That's why I feel like it's more powerful than other aspects of live video, because it gives you that knowledge that you don't have in other platforms. And so what was in it for me was I was thinking, well, you know what? I want to create this because it's not out there. I didn't really think about what I was going to get from it. I knew I was going to make it maybe free, as a beta, but I didn't necessarily think, oh man, I'm going to make $1 million from this. I thought for a while, well, maybe Periscope will buy it, or Twitter will buy it, or, an investor will invest. And, the thing is, I've created software before, and we've always bootstrapped that. We've always been creating it ourselves. We take, one software that pays us, and we use that to build out another. So we roll any money that we get in back into the company. At the end of the day, we want to just first create a solution, right? And then we have to figure out how to monetize it later. One of the things that Catch, if you guys know what Catch.me is, they were a platform that housed the videos, right? That house your videos. So Periscope videos, they last for 24 hours and then they're gone. But Catch.me would take those videos and store them. And we do the same thing. That's what Fullscope does. But Catch.me, they were backed by investors, and then they didn't get their second round of investment. And because of that, they're shutting down today. And, one of the reasons that they're shutting down is because they didn't necessarily have a monetization strategy around it. They had an investor, where we planned on attempting to make money with this. We weren't sure exactly how we were going to do it. First, we wanted to give value. And then eventually, the only way that we're going to survive is by, going back to our users and seeing what they can do for us, right? So that's why we built out Fullscope Premium, to not only give our users the ability to market themselves even better, but it's also a way to help us be supported so that we can stay afloat. Because we actually pull in 3,000 to 4,000 broadcasts every single day. 3,000 to 4,000 broadcasts every single day. That's how many broadcasts we are saving and hosting for you every single day, and that's how many we analyze. Excuse me. So because of that, we've had probably close to 1 million videos that we're serving right now, and at some point, we're going to have to be able to hold on to that, to be able to support that. The only way to support that, obviously, is user support as well. So we wanted to create this first level that we call the premium, where it gives early access folks the availability to get in really early at the ground floor, so that when we start growing, you get all the access. Because Full Scope is going to be paid per month, and premium might be anywhere from $97 to $197 to $297, depending on what we make it, excuse me, at a level. So we're talking about the premium as something that agencies would possibly get, right? But right now, we want to reward anyone who wants to come in early to right now get access to features and benefits that is in there and available right now, but also to get access to any future upgrades that we do, and not have to pay the monthly later on. Not have to pay you're only paying a one-time payment or 3 payments, or a 3-pay option. And then we wanted to give awesome bonuses, and we wanted to give my online broadcast course as well as rolled together entirely, right? So, really what's in it for me is to create a tool that is working for other people. Eventually, obviously, we want to be able to continue to support it, and to say, it's making money, which allows us to continue to keep it going, right? We keep the lights on, we keep it running. And the only way to do that is through your support and, support of maybe when we do have like an agency or brand level. But as I said, we are planning on, with our premium folks, those folks might be getting rolled automatically to the highest level possible. So just realize that. Lisa said, I'm so effing excited about this. Great time to come back to Periscope. Thank you for Full Scope. I already see the value in it, and I'm not even using it yet. Thank you, Lisa, so much. I really appreciate that. Let's see what other questions we have coming in. Okay. So Steve said, I've installed Periscope. Thank you. Steve also said, are you ever going to accept PayPal? Yeah, we don't accept PayPal at the moment, Steve. And for a 3-pay option, PayPal isn't allowed either. But I see that you said you would have done it through PayPal. If you want to reach out to me directly, you can send me an email at caseyzeman@gmail.com. And if you want to pay through PayPal, I can give you a special link, but we're not offering it on the sales page itself. So for those of you who do want to pay with PayPal, just email me at caseyzeman@gmail.com. That's my private personal account, and you can then request it, and we can send it through. But of course, that it's still going to be, it's not going to be like the same price here tomorrow. So just be aware of that. The timeline for getting the discount is we're still holding to that. So Josette is saying, Casey, excuse me, regarding the email import feature in Full Scope Premium, will this work in Canada due to the strict opt-in prerequisites? Yes, I think so, Josette. I think because, people, they're adding their email in. It's only through API. We're doing an API tag. So, they're not double opted in, of course. But what you can do with that API tag is get them into a list. And then if you need to follow up with them to try to get the double opt-in, you could do so. And the difference between a single opt-in and a double opt-in is, mostly deliverability. But we do this all the time where API, they sign up via API, put their email in, and it adds them to the list. So it's the only difference is it's a single opt-in versus double opt-in. And we do a lot of single opt-ins all the time. When you register for a webinar, that's oftentimes a single opt-in and things like that. So My belief is absolutely yes, that should work. Janie, yeah, awesome. Where do I get an easy link to take people to our profile? Well, inside Fullscope, that's a great question. Inside Fullscope, now you have a profile page with your username, and this will show all of your broadcasts. So if you go into Fullscope, you'll have this, and you can send this out to people right away, right? Now, the other cool thing is that the collab gives people now this ability. You can curate content, as I mentioned. You can create what's known as a collab, and it can be all around a specific topic. So it could be Fullscope.tv videos, right? Or how to market with Fullscope.tv, right? How to market with Fullscope.tv, right? Same thing here. Copy, paste, right? Learn more at http onlinebroadcasts.com. Upload an image. I would go into my documents, upload an image such as this guy, right? Added an image, and it has, here's the how to market with Fullscope, save and continue. You can then find tags, Fullscope, and keywords for this, Fullscope, live video, Fullscope, live video. You can match any keyword or tags or all keywords. This is where you want to click match any keywords or tags. Okay, this will find broadcasts that have these individual tags and keywords. You could start a date. You can go back to curate content from January to, let's say, in the future. I can actually go in and curate content into June, where it should pull in those broadcasts into the future. I can then decide to have only my broadcast showing. I can also have all broadcasts. And what this means is that with collabs, there's now this capability for you as a broadcaster to have your videos in this public database of what we call the collab, which means that your videos are then searched within Fullscope and people can add them to a collab, which will help you to kind of market yourself. Now, every video that you create, you can privatize those videos as well. You don't have to have them public. And by making them private, that means that they do not take part in the collab for all broadcasts, but they can still take part in your own broadcast. So only my broadcasts, even if you have your video set to private, it will still search for those private videos and public videos and pull them into this page. So I'm going to search. And now it's found all these videos right here. These are my videos. As you can see right here, there are 39. And I'm going to click save. Save and continue. All right, here we go. And now it's created a URL for me that if I go to this URL, it has all the videos, it has my image, it has all of my stats, right, for all the videos. It then allows me to filter my most popular videos, hearts, shares, screenshots, comments, and more. And then I can watch the video right here. Hold on. Let me try this one. Oh, it's acting a little funny. But you can watch the videos here, and this is very similar to Catch. Now, it could be that I'm the latest. Let me check on these. Okay, I'm going to look at this. I'm not sure quite what's happening. But the guys, you know, this is brand new that we just rolled out. So just be aware that my guys are always kind of updating it. So that's what a collab is. Now, what a paid collab or a list building collab is this. It's going to give you the ability to where you can create a gateway for someone to sign up. Now, right now, this signs in with Twitter to get access to to start watching these videos. But you'll be able to have a buy now button or a pay option here that will allow you to get paid through PayPal or opt into your own list to get them to, come through this particular collab. And that's what the premium gives you. That's what the premium allows you to do, right? And so that's some of the ways that we are doing this. Let me see if there are any other questions here. Let me just go into some of the questions. Okay. Okay, Lisa. Yeah, so when putting your videos behind a paywall, can you tag specific videos for that? Or is it all or nothing? For example, if you did a challenge, could you make only those videos paid? Yes, exactly, Lisa. That's what I meant. So you can get really, really granular. The other thing is that with these, if I go to my collabs, you can always edit them and remove. Let me go back in. Actually, you can edit and remove the videos you don't want. So save and continue. I can remove the videos I don't want, right? So I can only have the ones curated that I want to have. And so, yeah, it's based on the keywords, right? So you can search your content and then do it that way. I want to add today's video to a collab, but it pulls all my videos over and I have to delete all but 37 I want. This is a book study. Roz, so what you should do, go in and modify your search to grab the specific keywords, right? Because that's what it should do. It should be for specific keywords, okay? That's what it's for. So just look for specific keywords and on how that would look, because this pulls in my webinar data, right? That's different from, say, Fullscope, because I titled it a different way and I've used the search and keyword tool to filter the content. Okay, so I think we are coming to a close. What I want to say is this: you should be able. Let me bring myself in front of the camera because I haven't done so as of yet. Hold on a second. Hello there, Casey here. How are you? So one thing I want to mention before I get going, I know my hair is getting long. I'm looking kind of like Wolverine. One thing I want to mention is that this goes up tonight. Fullscope Premium and online broadcast. The price goes up tonight. So if you want to get access, now is the time. Go to onlinebroadcasts.com, sign up. You get all the future upgrades. You get the future updates. And, when we roll in the new stuff, you get access to that. Now, we are still in beta, but we've had thousands of people obviously sign up to Fullscope. If you're a Fullscope user, then that it's working for you. You're rocking it out. But we are making it better and better and better and more powerful for you as a broadcaster. So I am so thankful for you for coming to this broadcast. Thank you. Again, take action today. As I said before, my goal for you is for you to do something that is completely different than what you've done before, right? If you are someone who's not had results, someone who's been stuck in a cycle, someone who, is scared to click that broadcast, I get it. We've all been there. We've been in that position. But it's stepping out of that comfort zone. It's finally taking action. And even if you take action on the things I taught you and you don't come into the program, that's my biggest hope for you. Just take any action at all. And you will see different results in your business. I mean, that's really what it's about. Doing something that's completely different than what you've done before. Okay. And I see online broadcasts as kind of a gateway for that for you. Online broadcasts and the Fullscope premium package, the bundle package, that's what I see as a way for you to grow in terms of challenging through coming to the program, getting those videos, the training, learning about it, applying it, but at the same time, having the ability to now use Fullscope.tv Premium into the future. As we said, we are going to roll in Snapchat, where we're going to save your stories, much like we save those Periscope broadcasts, and we'll do the analytics too. And you get access to that when you're a Fullscope Premium person. And this is the only time we're offering this bundle package. So this is the time to do it. It's an early exclusive access. It's a way to show your support as well as we continue to grow. So, and of course, our thing is we just want to continue to give you software that helps you to build your business the best you can do, right? For those who don't know, I'm also the founder of Easy Webinar. We have over 6,500 customers, and I get case studies every single day from people that are using webinars, that are using our platforms, and it's a wonderful experience to get that. We're always here. We're not hiding from anything. We are always here listening, trying to make it improving better and better and better. I have one client that I got on an interview who said, you know, they make $20,000 using Easy Webinar, not a year, not a month, not a week, but a day. They're using Easy Webinar, our other software that is obviously for webinars, to run automated webinars every single day. And they're doing, you know, kick butt. And that's the type of caliber of people that we have. And that's the type of, that's the level that we are held to of quality, right? So we are continuing to add that level of quality into our business. You know, it's not always going to be bug free, but it's always going to be supported to be bug free, right? We're always going to keep adding and trying to improve. So we're not going anywhere. We've never gone anywhere with our other software. And, you know, we are also, as I said, we're bootstrapped. So, you know, we're not going anywhere because we're not held by an investor saying, Casey, you can't do this or can't do that. We are here to help you with your business. And in turn, we would hope that you would support us by, of course, being customers and using and benefiting from our programs. So that's it. I want to thank you so much. You are amazing. Thanks again. And remember, there's a discount that's ending very soon. You're going to want to get in, check it out, go to the page, and you'll see the discount available right now. Okay, I'll talk to you very soon. Thanks again. See you later.